Hi, I'm Michaela Knight.
And I'm Jack Murphy.
And we are this year's co-editors-in-chief for OCSA Evolution.
And we are here today to cover the grand opening celebration of the new Dance, Music, and Science Centers.
What I'd like you to do is the people that are standing behind me are responsible for the generous gifts that has made this possible for all of our students.
Founder and Executive Director of OCSA, Dr. Ralph Opacic, kicked off the ceremony by expressing his thanks to the donors who made this expansion possible. He then welcomed the ceremony's attendees to tour the new building.
All right, we're going to do a countdown from 5. Everybody with me. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the new Musical Dance Center, Science Music Center, Arduous Science Center, and New Park Visual Arts Center. Welcome. Come on in. Thank you all.
Why was the new building built?
Well, we've been growing and we continue to try to solve facility problems. As you know, every one of our other buildings was a repurposed building, an office tower, a savings and loan, and so we've always been confined by the structure of the buildings. So some of our problems with our current facilities is our dance facilities were always too small because of the infrastructure of the building. Our science rooms to spread out and do experiments were too small, and our instrumental music rehearsal spaces were too small. So with these 3 buildings, we've solved pretty much all of our problems. Well, it's been quite a journey. You know, we started back in 2000 here in Santa Ana with just the 7-story tower, our main campus. And as we've grown enrollment, we've spread out. One of our other big needs was having a appropriate performance space for our kids. So in 2010, we purchased what's now the Margaret A. Webb Theater. So this was just, I think, a next step, natural evolution for what we needed to do for our facilities, for our students.
Okay. Can you talk to us a little bit about the building process? Like what types of challenges came up with the new building?
Well, again, to build a building like this, not very many people build dance facilities and music facilities. So what was most important to me was making sure from an acoustic standpoint, we built them in such a way that they were acoustically appropriate for music and for dance. And as we've gone through the building, we're thinking we may still have to make some adjustments, you know, in terms of sound, you know, in terms of controlling the sound. But that's probably what was most important to me was acoustics. And just creating something that screams arts. And if you look at what we did in terms of the photography on the side of the building, what Cheryl Walsh did, I think it really does scream arts and represents OCSA well.
What are your thoughts on the new addition to the OCSA campus?
Well, it's big, and I love the air conditioning, but above that, it's really great, and I want to be a science major when I get older, so seeing all these new science facilities is really awesome, especially in such a female-centric campus, and the fact that they're integrating a lot more science programs into the school is really incredible. And it's just awesome to see that all of the musicians and the dancers are going to have spaces where they can grow as artists.
What do you think is going to be a challenge with the new facilities and the growing population of OCSA? How do you think we're going to have to adjust to that?
I definitely think there's going to be a problem with letting too many people in, and what OCSA used to be a very intimate campus. A few years back, you knew everyone, you knew people in the grade above you and the grade below you, but I think with this new addition and having so many students, OCSA might lose a sense of intimacy that is such a huge part of the campus.
And what are you looking forward to for this upcoming school year?
Well, it's senior year, so all the things that senior year entails. I am excited to go on adventures, not get in trouble. I'm excited to even apply to colleges. It's going to be hard, but I'm excited to do that. I'm glad I've been here to be able to see the new addition and kind of the evolution that we've had.
The evolution. Did you hear that, ladies and gents?
Hey!
Hey!
Annalise Kamagawa, everybody.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on this new addition to the OCSA campus?
It's beautiful. I'm so excited. The dance rooms are huge, which is really nice. Everything is so new and beautiful, and you know, this courtyard is great, and it's gonna be a fun place to eat lunch and hang out.
There's gonna be more room for us.
Yeah,
for sure.
more room.
So it's gonna be a nice thing.
But
It's a nice
there's a pretty big increase in the OCSA population this year.
Right.
So what do you think as far as like with the new facilities and new population? What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge with that?
I think probably who is gonna claim it during lunch. I feel like there's gonna be a little discrepancy.
Maybe. You know, but I think there's a place for everyone, and now that we have, you know, this big new space, I think, you know, there's room for everyone here, and I think it'll be super fun to meet all the new students.
What do you think has been one of the biggest changes, or like how OSHA's been growing since you both first came here?
That's a good question.
Definitely the expansion. I mean, I keep coming back to this new building, but you know, when I came to OSHA, it was pretty much just the tower and the annex, and then
That's the way.
oh yeah, the web, and we had something. But you know, I think OSHA's constantly changing. You know, with new conservatories and new students all the time. And, it's always changing.
Just say it's evolving.
It is evolving.
Evolution.
But
So, how does this compare to the OSHA campus you guys came to on your very first day at OSHA?
oh wow, that's a good question.
Oh my gosh, I remember. What do I remember? I remember when we didn't even own the Belay building.
Right.
Well, I know it's called the Visual Arts Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember not having the web. I
Right.
remember like my 7th and 8th grade Broadway bound performance being in Symphony
Symphony
Hall.
Hall,
Black
right
box.
there.
The black. I remember the black box.
Black box is coming
I
back.
remember the ramp in the
Diagon
annex.
Alley.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
All
right.
the creative writers would write stuff, and if you walked through, they'd be like, "Go around!"
Yeah, funny. You guys don't even
Literally get
know what
yelled
we're
at.
talking about.
It was an experience.
When I parked across from the web today, so I walked over, and as I got to Main Street and looking at the building, I was looking down the block both ways. And when I first started, we had the tech building, we had the tower certainly, we had Symphony Hall, and we had promise of the annex, which we had part of it like that first year. But then to see like the growth and the expansion and how cool it all is, it's really, really something.
Yeah.
So just this morning I was actually thinking about that same question. How has it changed? Like, it's changed a lot.
What are your thoughts on the new addition to OSHA?
I'm jealous that it didn't happen while we were here, but it's beautiful, and I think it's going to be really nice. That little courtyard outside, when it's not 1,000 degrees out, is going to be gorgeous. And there's so many. The dance rooms are huge. They're gigantic. They're beautiful. It's gonna make everything so much easier. Just spreading everything out. Spreading the love.
What about you, Sarah?
I'm very excited, not for me, but for the students that get to be able to utilize these rooms. I think that it will definitely enhance their experience, their OSHA experience, and yeah. I love this building. It looks super cool. It smells brand new.
Yeah.
What about you, Mr.
Love
Paul?
it.
This is all because of the legacy of students who are here, students who have been here, many supporters, families, students, alumni, financial support. But the coolest thing about it is that we are all under the spell of a true visionary, who is Dr. Ralph Opacic, and he's an amazing man that we don't even question his judgment anymore, because I'm the kind of person that when somebody says this is going to happen, I always think, well, show me, and then we'll see if it happens. But that's not the way with Dr. Opacic. This is going to happen. We're all like, how do we help? Where do we go? How do we do this? So this is an incredible, incredible moment in OSHA's history, and I'm really proud to be part of it.
Thank you for tuning in to our first ever OSHA Evolution broadcast. We hope you have a wonderful school year.